Hey guys, Linda here. Welcome back to Adore. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Today I'm coming to you with a series recommendation. I think I mentioned I wanted to do some series recommendation on here. So I'm coming to you with the Mind's Eye series recommendation today. I think I recommended this series on my channel before, but today this whole video is going to be on this series. And like I said, it's the Mind's Eye series by Deborah Camp. And I discovered Deborah Camp reading her historical. She did a lot of Western, historical Westerns, and you know I love my Westerns, so that's how I started reading Deborah Camp. And I was looking for some Westerns on Amazon by her, and I came across this series. And I was like, I didn't know she did a contemporary series, a romantic series, and found this and found out that it's a romantic suspense series. But I thought this was just one book until I read it, and then I found and then I was looking through there, and I was like, this is in a series. So I got dragged down the rabbit hole. There's 6 books in the series. I purchased 5 of the books, but I think I didn't get the other one because I didn't like it that much. I did give it a 3.5, but I didn't like it as much. I was like, why are you gonna buy that book? You're not gonna read it. And then I said, today when I was trying to pick out a series, I was like, you just might well go ahead and buy that last book. Because why are you going to buy the rest of them? You're not going to get it. Even though I might not ever read it. So I went ahead and purchased it today. It was only $8.99. And plus, there was another factor of me getting it. It was $8.99 because these books like this, yeah, you don't pay $8.99 for them anymore. They usually they run in the teen, $15, $16. And when I saw it was $8.99, I was like, let me get this. Because this series is really, really good. I don't know why a lot of people are not reading it. And the Goodreads rating is, all of the ratings on each book was like 4.5 or 4.7 or 4.6. It's got high ratings, so I don't know why, because this is a great, great romantic suspense by Deborah Camp. I really, really enjoyed it. And the first book is Through His Eyes. Maybe because of this cover, you know, sometimes some people are cover buyers. I'm a cover buyer too, but I usually sometimes I read the back of it to make sure that I want to read. If the cover don't get me, I read the synopsis. But sometimes I look at the cover and I'm like, I'm just going to buy this because this cover looks good. And then I'll read the synopsis. But if I look at the cover, I don't like it, I read the synopsis first. Because this cover didn't do it for me. But I went ahead and read this, and I was pleasantly surprised. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, this is the first book, and I'll read the synopsis of this because I don't remember too much what happened. Because I haven't read this series in a while. And when was this? Let me see what the copyright is on here. This was copyrighted in 2014, so she must have did it in 2014, so that was a long time ago. So I'll read this synopsis so you can get a good idea of what's going on. And each book is on the same couple. Yeah, I know some people don't like reading about the same couple, six books on the same couple, but each book is on them solving a different case. That's what I liked about it. Each book is on them solving a different case, and it's not with it is there in this first book. It's really about their romance and how they meet and stuff like that. But as the series go on, they're still together. You still got romantic stuff happening, but it's mostly going to be about the cases being solved. But you still get that romance. I liked it because you still get that romance between the two characters. They don't have no big breakup or nothing like that, but they do go through their ups and downs. It was a good mix of suspense and romance. I'll put it like that. So let me read the back of this one. Someone is stalking women and murdering them in Key West. And that's another thing. They go to different cities and solve cases. Wherever they're needed, they go there. But he's the male character name is Levi Wolf, and you got Trudy Tucker. Her name is Trudy Tucker, and he is a businessman. But I think he still helped the police. He do psychic work for the police, and he's very famous for doing solving cases and stuff like that. And but they call him a detective. I was like, I can't remember. Was he? I don't think he was a detective. I think he just was a businessman. I don't think he was like a detective and working on the police force. But they called him a psychic detective because he was going out and solving cases for the police. I think it was like that. I can't remember. But let me go ahead and finish reading this. I'll start all over. Someone is stalking women and murdering them in Key West. Psychics Levi Wolf and Trudy Tucker join forces to help identify the murderer and stop him. Levi can channel the deceased victims, and Trudy can tap into the mind of the killer. As a psychic detective team, they're formidable. As lovers, they discover that they're insatiable. As they grow closer, Trudy wonders if Levi will ever completely trust her and let her know his heart. Levi struggles with his new tender feelings toward Trudy and worries that she might be in over her head with him and with the case they're working on. So when I read that, and both of them were psychic, usually I just like for one of the one of the characters to be psychic and the other one not. I don't like for both of the characters to be psychic, but I really enjoyed this. Both of them were psychic, and I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend the first book. And if you don't read if you don't want to start with the first book, you can go to the second book. Even though it is on the same character, like I said, you just don't see when they meet. They're already together, but they're solving a different case. But I highly recommend starting with the first book because that's where you get to know the two main characters. And I think you will really enjoy Levi and Trudy. I really enjoyed them. Through His Eyes by Deborah Camp. And next I have through book number 2, Through His Touch. I like this cover a little bit better, and I'll read you a little bit back of this. The sexy, suspenseful second novel in the Mind's Eye series finds psychic detective Levi Wolf and Trudy Tucker facing a murderous unknown foe who is determined to destroy everything beautiful in Levi's life, including Trudy. Will Levi's love claim her or kill her? So I think somebody is after Levi in this one. And Through His Touch, book number 2 in the Mind's Eye series. Then we got book number 3, Through His Heart. And this one, it says, when psychic Trudy Tucker hears this plaintive cry in her mind and then connects psychically with a little girl's kidnapper, she is drawn to a small town in Missouri where everyone is suspect, including herself and her lover, celebrated psychic Levi Wolf. As she and Levi work to sort through whom and what to trust and struggle with horrors that hit too close to their heart, an innocent life hangs in the balance. That one sounded interesting too. The cover's getting better. And like I said, I don't have book number 4, but if I finally figured out how to put pictures in my video. So if I can still go back and remember how to do that, I'll put the picture of book number 4 over here. And I did get the synopsis of book number 4. It said and it's called Through Her Eyes. The first 3 books is like Through His Eyes, Through His Touch, and Through His Heart. And the next 3 books is going to be like Through Her Eyes, and then Through Her Touch, and then Through Her Heart. Because she changed it to her, the last 3 books. But let me read you what book number 4 is about. Evil roams the streets of New Orleans. And like I mentioned, they go to different cities and solve cases. So that was another thing I like about that. They didn't stay in the same town. Wherever they were needed, that's where they went. Evil roams the streets of New Orleans, surrounded by the romance and mystery of the French Quarter. Psychic Trudy Tucker and Levi Wolf search for a taker of lives. Combining their unique skills, they zero in on a serial killer who has been murdering for more than a decade. Their suspect is in a wheelchair. Now, that sounds interesting. You got a suspect and he in a wheelchair. Okay. Partially paralyzed in an accident a few years ago, but the latest victim was murdered after his paralysis. Are they on the wrong track, or has the murderer found a protege to continue his reign of terror, his reign of horrors? So that one sounded good too. She had some good cases that she put, Deborah Camp put them through that I really enjoyed. And this is book number 5, Through Her Touch. And I'll read some of this. Sometimes being a psychic is murder, especially when you're one of the psychics on the killer's hit list. While attending a funeral of a colleague, psychics Trudy Tucker and Levi Wolf realized that this death is one of several accidental demises of clairvoyants in the small, quirky town of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So they're going to a small town. You got a small town? You got a small town romance? A small town romantic suspense. Where was I at? accidental demises of clairvoyance in the small, quirky town of Eureka Springs, Trudy begins receiving visions from the murderer, putting her on the hunt to expose the killer. Levi, on the other hand, wants to be far, far away from the Ozarks town, and his anxiety has little to do with the string of murders. So I guess Levi gonna be having some kind of problem. I don't know if he from Arkansas. Something gonna be going on with Levi in this one. But I highly, highly recommend this one. I enjoyed it. And this is Through Her Touch, book number 5. And then we got book number 6 here, Through Her Hearth. And I'll read you some of this. Love and hate both come in all sizes and guises. Mistaking one for the other could get you killed. 7-year-old Stuart McFarlane's innocent world is shattered when a home intruder murders his parents. When famous psychic Levi Wolf meets the boy, he realizes that Stuart is also a psychic. Levi and Trudy agree to assist the police in finding the murderer of Stuart's parents and help Stuart cope with his ESP abilities. As the murderer searches for Stuart, who possibly could identify him, Levi and Trudy vow to protect the child no matter what it takes. Now, that also enough to sound good. I highly, highly recommend this series. I highly recommend reading the first book in the series. I'll put it like that. I highly recommend reading the first book in the series. That way you can get to meet Trudy and Levi from the beginning. Because I always mention that I like to meet the characters when they first meet. That's why I don't like reading second chance romance. I want to know the characters when they first meet. So I highly, highly recommend starting with the first book, Through His Eyes. And this is by Deborah Camp. It's the Mind's Eye series. It's a 6-book series. I highly, highly recommend the whole series. Let me get the books here and I'll show them to you again. Here you go. Highly, highly recommend. And they are on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read them for free. And if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, these are not extraordinarily expensive, like $16 or something like these. These are in the $8 range. But if that's too expensive for you, I would highly, highly recommend reading them on Kindle Unlimited. But each one of these books are only $8.99 on Amazon. But Kindle Unlimited, if you got Kindle Unlimited, you can read them for free. And that's the Mind's Eye series. Highly, highly recommend. Overall, I give this whole series a 5-star. All right, that's all I have for now. Until next time, I will see you all later. I'll probably come back with my favorite books of 2023. I can't remember nothing. My favorite books of 2023. I'll come back and do a video on that. But until then, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you all later. Bye.